everyone, the topic of today's video is fractions. Okay, so starting from very basic, what is a fraction? A part of a whole is called a fraction. Whole is a fraction. So for example, if you have a circle or a pizza and you want to distribute or divide it into different parts, so what you can do is to make it into 4 parts. If one slice is for each, so how much one is getting out of that pizza? So that means that he is getting 1 out of 4 total parts. If this is the part that one person is going to get, if we say that a person is going to get these 2 parts, then it will be 2 out of 4. So it tells us that we write a fraction as a numerator over a denominator, and in the numerator we have parts, and in the denominator we have the total number of parts in which it is divided. Okay, so this is how it is. Let's take another example of same circular object, whatever it can be. For example, if it is having like now, can you see how many parts are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 parts. If I say a person is going to get 3 out of 8 parts, so this is how we represent it in terms of fractions. Okay, and 3 out of 8 would be actually like this much would be shaded. Okay, so this is the basic thing about fractions. Now let's move to the next thing. How many types of fractions are there? There are basically 3 types of fractions. Proper. First is proper fraction. A proper fraction is a fraction in which numerator is smaller than denominator. That means, for example, 2 by 5. 2 is smaller than 5, or 8 by 9, or 15 by 20. All these fractions are proper fractions. This is the first type of fractions. Now we have a second type of fraction, that is called improper fraction. And that is when your denominator is greater than your numerator. That means 9 over 8, 5 over 2, 16 over 3. These all are examples of improper fractions. Okay, now the third one is mixed fraction. A mixed fraction is a fraction which is written like in this form. It is written as quotient, remainder, and divisor. For example, if we divide any improper fraction, like the fractions that are not completely divisibles, like for example 9 is not completely divisible by 8, so 8 1 times is 8 and 1 is remainder, or take it as 7 to differentiate between the quotient and remainder. So 7 times 7 and 2 is remainder. So this is your quotient, this is your remainder, and this is your divisor. this is how we can get a mixed fraction. Okay, and the examples could be the same as we have given here. 1 2 by 7. Okay, so this is one thing, that how we can write a mixed fraction. What if we are given a mixed fraction and we want to change it into an improper fraction? What we will do then? So it would be 2 1 by 7. If you want to change it into I have changed this fraction, it's not the same as previous one. If you are confused, let me write some 3 1 by 8. So what do? First we multiply these two and then we add the numerator. So we multiply them and then we add. So 8 3 times is 24. 24 plus 1 is 25, and we will, the remainder will, the denominator will stay the same. So this is how we can change it. Okay, we have discussed the types and how to change an improper fraction to mixed fraction. We are going to divide it, and if you want to change a mixed fraction to improper fraction, then you are going to just multiply the quotient and divisor and then add the remainder in it. So to make it a little convenient, also do write that if we want to change improper fraction to mixed fraction, this is how we do it. We divide it. Okay, this was actually 9 by 7. When we divide it, it is changed into 1 2 by 7. Okay, this is how we do it now. Instead of copying it, I just had cut that. Okay, just give me 1 minute, I'll be done with this. Okay, mixed to improper, done. Now let's talk about equivalent fractions. There is one more term that is often used. Equivalent fractions. Equivalent fractions are those fractions when simplified will give you the same answer. For example, 2 by 4 is equals to 3 by 6 is equals to 18 over 36, and this is equals to 1 by 2. All when simplified will give you 1 by 2. How? We know that 2 1 times 2, 2 2 times 4, 3 1 times 3, 3 2 times 6, 18 1 times 18, 2 times 36. So these all will be called equivalent fractions. Why? Because if we think of the same example of a pizza or a circle, if we say 2 out of 4, so this is the shaded region, 2 out of 4. If we say 3 out of 6, that means that this is distributed in 6 parts. Now 1 2 3 and 1 2 3, so 3 by 6 is also half of the whole. Okay, but it is distributed in more parts. Or 18 by 36 will also means the same. I cannot show it visually at the moment, but you can understand. I hope you got it. Okay, next, the important thing that we actually need to learn to solve our past paper questions is operations of fractions. So first is addition and subtraction. Why I'm doing both together? Because the rule is same for both, for addition and subtraction of fractions. And what is that rule? Where is that rule? That whenever you need to add or subtract fractions, the one and important rule is you must have a common denominator. Okay, so what if you don't have? For example, let me give you an example like 2 over 4 plus 3 over 4. You can add because you have a common denominator. You will write common denominator as 1 and then you will do 2 plus 3 and you will get 5 over 4. But what if you don't have it? Then you have to make it. If denominator is not same or common, make common denominator. Okay, how can we make it? There are two types of questions that you are going to encounter in this. Like for example, first is the denominator is one denominator is a multiple of other. Like for example, 1 by 2 plus 3 by 4. One denominator is D is to represent denominator is multiple of other. So what you will do, simply what you will do, multiply this 2 by 2 to get a 4. But you cannot just multiply a denominator or a numerator with a number. If you want to change the fraction and you are multiplying a denominator, you have to multiply the numerator also with the same number. So I am multiplying this 2. Now we will get 2 by 4 plus 3 by 4. Now you can add, write denominator. You are not going to add the denominators, you just write denominator as 1 common and add numerators. Okay, so this will become 2 plus 3 equals to 5 by 4. This is one type of question that you are going to get encountered with. Second type of questions could be that there is no similarity between the denominators. The one is not a multiple of other. In that case, you are one denominator is not a multiple, or you can say there is no common factor between the denominators, no common factor. Not necessarily common factor, actually it should be a multiple. So if not a multiple, if one denominator is not a multiple of other, then is not a multiple important thing, take LCM. And I'm sure we have discussed how to take LCM. If not, you can check the previous video of how to take LCM. So we'll take LCM and we'll get a 12. So if we have a 12, how can we get a 12? For that, what do we need to do? You have to make both 12. So 3 will be multiplied by 4 and 4 will be multiplied by 3 to get a 12. And the same way we have to multiply the numerators with the same number respectively. Now we will get a 4/12 plus 21/12. Now if you have a common denominator, write the common denominator as 1 and add the numerators. Now you will be getting 25/12. This is how we do if denominator is not same, make common denominator. This is how we do fractions, addition or subtraction. Okay, now let's learn how do we multiply or divide fractions. There are separate rules for each. So multiplication, if we have two fractions like numerator over denominator multiplied by numerator over denominator, any two fractions, so an important rule that you need to follow is numerator multiplied by numerator and denominator multiplied by the denominator. Okay, this is how we do it. This is the only rule of multiplication. Let's see an example. For example, if you have 2/5 multiplied by 7/8, so you will do 2 multiplied by 7 into 5 multiplied by 8 and you will get 14/40. Okay, so 3 times is 24, so we multiply it with 3, we will get 9 by 24 plus 1 by 24, and it will give you 24 you can write as a whole, and 9 plus 1 is 10, so you can write as 10 over 24. Now they have a common factor, they both are even numbers, so we can simplify them to 5 times 10 and to 12 times 24, so 5 over 12 is your answer, as it is proved. So hence proved. Okay, sometimes they may give you in mixed fractions, so what you can do for that, first change everything to your left hand side to an improper fraction. So we multiply 4 3 is 12, 12 plus 2 is 14, so 14 over 3 plus 5 3 is 15, 15 plus 4 is 19. Okay, do solve it. They don't have, one is not a multiple of other, so you will get an LCM, and LCM for this would be 15. So to get a 15, we need to multiply this with 5 and this with 3. In the same way, the numerator will also be multiplied with the same number, 15, and 14 times 5 is plus 15, 27 and 57, so we will get 15 as your one whole denominator, and 70 plus 57, so we will get 127 over 15. Okay, now we have this, but we need the answer in mixed fractions, so we will multiply this. 34 times is 60, 8 times would be 120, then 8 times would be 120, 7 is left, so what is quotient? 8 7 over 15. This is the final answer. Yeah, this is equals to right hand side, hence proved. In these questions they have already given you the answer, so you have to show each and every step to show your working. Now let's do the one question for subtraction. Why we are doing as it is similar to the addition, but just to show you that the same goes for the subtraction as well. So 5 over 6 minus 3 over 8. Okay, you don't have, one is not a multiple of other, so we need to find LCM. When we don't have any common factor, we just multiply the two numbers to get the LCM, like in case of 5 3 4 3, there is no common factor, but here in 6 and 8 they both are divisible by 2, not multiple of each other but divisible by 2, so we will find the LCM for it by proper method. 2 3 times 6 to 4 times 8, 3 1 times 3, 2 okay, so product of common and uncommon factors would be LCM, so it would be 2 into 2 into 2 into 3 is your LCM. So what it is, 4 4 to the 8, 24. So 24 is your LCM. Now make it a 24. How can we make it a 24? Multiplying 6 by 4 and 8 by 3. Similarly, multiplying the numerators with the same numbers, now you will get 20 over 24 minus 9 over 24. 20 minus 9, 11 over 24. So this is how we get the right hand side, hence proved. That this is equals to right hand side. Okay, we have last two examples, and that's star for the division. None for multiplication, because division will cover also the multiplication of fractions, because multiplication is just one step different from division. Okay, so we know we take the reciprocal of the second fraction and division changes to multiplication. So what we will do, 3 by 4 multiplied by 16 over 15. 4 times is 16, and then okay, no need to simplify it at this point if you are still new to learn this, but you can do it. This is how we multiply numerator with the numerator, denominator with the denominator. So it will be, actually it is better to simplify this step, because the numbers will then become bigger and you need an extra effort to solve them. So if it is simplified, it can be simplified. So 3 times is 12 over 15. Okay, is this the correct answer? No, because it is further simplifiable. 3 4 times is 12 and 3 5 times is 15. So 4 over 5. Okay, this is it. One last question. If you have mixed fractions form, so first to write the mixed fractions, 2 4 by 7 divided by 1 by 8. First write them in the normal improper form. 7 to the 14 plus 4 18 over 7 divided by 1 times 8 plus 1 9, 9 by 8. Now what do? Division changes to multiplication, and we flip or take the reciprocal of the second fraction. So 18 by 7 multiplied by 8 by 9. So 9 2 times is 18, 8 to the 16 over 7. Or do write as what we do for the multiplication, 18 numerator with the numerator, denominator with the denominator. Yes, we can simplify, so we will simplify. 16 over 7, but we are having an answer in the mixed fraction form, so we will do that. Okay, so we have quotient, remainder over divisor, 2 by 7. Yes, it is the same, so hence proved. This is all about it. Yes, I have one more example that is not here, but one tricky thing that could be, like sometimes you have to divide like this. You have a question of division like this, in which you have a second fraction as one, like single number, like in amount of fraction you have 2 multiplied by 1 by 7 like this. So if you have to divide a number like this, then what do? 2 multiplied by 7 over 1, because you just take the reciprocal of the second fraction and division changes to multiplication, and this will give you 14. But if you have a different fraction, like you have 1/7 divided by 2. If you have a single number instead of a fraction, you know that for the second fraction you take the reciprocal. So how do you take the reciprocal for a single number? I told you before, if there is no number, actually there is a 1. So in that cases, do write a 1, then division changes to multiplication and 2 becomes 1 by 2. Now you multiply 1 multiplied by 1 and 7 multiplied by 2, it will become 1/40. Okay, so the rule will stay the same. You will just take the reciprocal of the second fraction. If there is no denominator, your denominator is 1. So that's all about fractions. Each and everything is covered here. These are actually the basic rules that are written in red. For addition subtraction, you must have common denominator. If denominator is not the same, you have to make a same one. Multiplication, numerator to numerator, denominator to denominator. And in division, you take the reciprocal of second and division changes to multiplication as a result. So that's all about fractions. Hope you understand everything. Thank you very much and Allah Hafiz.